Well, very good morning, everyone. It's George Bayruthi here, giving you the market report for Thursday morning, the 24th of March, 2022. First of all, we go and see what happened overnight. We can see that the Dow was down 1.3%, the S&P 500 down 1.2%, and the Nasdaq was down 1.3%. In New York, BHP was up 2.7% and RIA was up 1.8%. Tesla, Apple up, Meta and Adobe down. In Europe, the Stoxx 50 index, which comprises most major European markets, was down 1.5%. And in London, the FTSE was down 0.2%. And in Germany, the DAX was down 1.3%. Gold was up 1% this morning to 1,939 US per ounce, and Brent crude oil up 5.6% to $121.90 US per barrel, back above the 120 strategic mark. In US, the West Texas crude oil up 5.4% to $115.18 per barrel. Iron ore was up 2.1% to $146.45 US per ton. Day before was for 143, and you go back several days ago when the market price for iron ore was 154 US plus 50 US cents. The Australian dollar this morning, the strongest level for several months, above the 75 US cents, and the yield for 2-year yield 2.16% in America, 1.54 in Australia, and remember that's nearly 1.5% higher than what it was several months ago when it was down to 0.15. Now it's actually 1.54. The 5-year yield 1.17 several months ago to 2.47. That's nearly 1.3% as well. Here we've got nearly 1.4 thereabout. Here we've got 1.3, and the 10-year yield in Australia 2.77 from 1.83. That is actually nearly 1 cent, 1%, nearly 1%. So that's the expectation that the US market, the US dollar, pushing the Australian dollar to be stronger. Likely that the interest rate in Australia is going to go up by at least 0.5% very shortly. Bitcoin this morning at 42,600 US, above where it was a couple of days ago. The lowest level was 36,100. So that's almost very close to the bottom. The lowest level in recent weeks, as you can see here, 38.5. That's closer to what it was, but still higher today. In Australian dollars, that's 56,800 Australian dollars. And the lowest level we've seen it in several months was 51,100. And the highest level was nearly 89,000 Australian dollars. Now let's go to what happened over the last 4 days so we can have reasonable understanding of how the market moves. The Dow over 4 days was down 122 points, even though it had a major drop last night. However, there are certain rising days between this morning and the last 4 days, but we're still seeing a lower Dow Jones over the last 4 days. The S&P 500, no, it's actually 1% higher, and the Nasdaq still reasonably strong over the last 4 days, up 2.2%. The Australian market, we have actually a reasonable rise over the last 4 days. we have 1.7% higher from where it was the last 4 days. I'm going to show you the chart and show you exactly what's happening today on the market in a minute. But this morning before the market opened, comparing yesterday's close to 4 days ago close, was actually the market was up 1.72%. The futures this morning was indicating that the market most likely will open down 54 points or 0.7%. We'll just have a look at that in a minute. The gold up $8 US overnight. It's actually $2.50 up over the last 4 days. And silver was down 1.1% over 4 days. Copper, which actually a gauge for economic activities, is up 1.55% over 4 days, or 7.4 US cents per pound. And the Australian dollar actually was higher than this later on in this morning to 75, and that's actually nearly 1.6% higher. All right, let's go to the next section. Next section here is stocks with higher volume. You can see that Suncorp, the average volume over 50 days was 4 million. However, yesterday the volume was nearly 6 million. That is actually one and a half times the average volume over 50 days. And the price was slightly up by 0.6%. In the mid-cap, you've got Aurelia Metals, PWR Holdings, and Eclipse. All of these had higher volume, well above the average volume over 50 days. As you can see, that's the 50 days, and that's what happened last night. And look at the prices. This company here, Eclipse, went up by 7.17% overnight. We're going to have a look at this company in a minute, ECX, in a minute. Okay, the next section, we're going to look at what's the most active stocks. We've seen Sayona was up 16.2% yesterday with 131 million shares traded. Unity Wireless nearly 11%, Lake Resources 8%, Block 7.5%, Zip nearly 7%, and Nickel Mines 4%. Okay, we can also show you the value, the fair value, and compare the fair value to the actual last price. I'm going to put the charts now and show you for a start what this company, Eclipse, ECX, we put the code here, ECX, had a good day today again. You've seen a major rise yesterday and continued. Remember, the close yesterday was 2.39 and the close today is 2.43. Reasonable increase. And in terms of the market, we said that the market was going to be closed down. How many? We said nearly 70 points. Well, guess what? It's up 3.1. Appen, this is a company that we're trading, and we've had a lot of upheaval with Appen. We've been very upset about the way Appen has traded. Remember, it was nearly $12 in November last year and had a couple of major drops based on announcement. But the directors keep buying. So do we know something do they know something we don't know? We are going to hang on to our Appen because the fair value for Appen is a lot more than what it is at the moment. Alright, well, that's all from us here at FS Securities. Trade safely and wisely and have a good day.